Hmm. Hi, this is Bipolar Scrapbooking. Uh, the food poisoning I had 2 days ago. Just letting you know all the wonderful things that has happened to me. And I understand now when people say that they had food poisoning and how bad they felt. I never knew how bad it could be. I thought it was just like a stomach flu when people would say it. Uh, it's pretty bad. Wow. I'm surprised that our bodies can actually come out from that. And those that don't, I'm so sorry. I mean, I was Googling up food poisoning. I've even heard of people that had brain damage and everything. So, from chicken, which just so happens is what I ate. My husband had made chicken wings. Now, I am not a fan of meat. Uh, but we had a whole bunch of chicken wings, and I figured, well, okay, eating one or two is not going to kill me. So my issue is always, please make sure that you have fully cooked it. I mean, like really fully cooked it. And he always says that he does, and sometimes I won't let him give the chicken to any of the kids unless I check it. I have to check it. My husband has an iron tank stomach, so if there was ever like a major food shortage and people had to go to the trash dump to get food, he wouldn't have a problem with it. It's amazing, truly amazing how his stomach works. Um, but this time I didn't check it. For whatever reason, I figured, okay, he should know by now. So I went, we all sat down at the table, we started eating the chicken wings, and I had about 3 or 4. I mean, it looked like it was cooked, and I should have known that when I was looking at one side, I noticed that the skin wasn't cooked. But for whatever reason, the way I reasoned with that was that he just didn't flip it around. So I said, every single time I say something about when how his cooking is, he gets really upset with me. And I wanted it to be a really nice family dinner. All right, so we ate, what have you. He goes and he relaxes. I do all the dishes. It's something we do in the house. If he cooks, I wash. If I cook, he washes. I know, I'm very lucky. And we sit down, we relax. Time for the children to go to bed. They go to bed. All of a sudden, the twins, they start throwing up. 8-year-old is fine. So is my husband. He's fine. The 8-year-old, let's say this. Go back. I did Valentine's Day cards with my children for their classes. We put it in their little mailbox, because there's a little mailbox that I had bought about these things here. These, I got them in Walmart, no joke, for about $1. And there's about 32 cards in here. So I bought 2 of them. I should have bought a lot more. And, you press a little button here. Does the light work, or did they press it so much? Yeah, they pressed it so much that the light broke. But it doesn't really matter because it's not really going to go. Yep. They pressed it a lot, so. Oh, it's funny. So, did the cards with them for their classroom. Told them not to touch it, and it stays in here. We all ate, what have you. Time for the kids to go to bed, and right when I'm passing the playroom to go to their bedroom, I noticed that the playroom had all the Valentine's Day cards everywhere. Everywhere. They took it out and they opened them. All that work. So I thought that I wanted to throw up because of how upset I was. And I kept on saying, I can't look at that room. I can't look at that room. George, you've got to do something about it. I can't look at this room. And I'm walking by, and I really feel like throwing up, but I keep thinking, okay, I'm probably like over anxiety. So what do? I go and I get my Xanax. So I take 2 of my Xanax, and it's not going away. I'm thinking, man, this must be a really bad attack or panic attack or anxiety attack. It's probably hitting me pretty hard. But I didn't take more. All of a sudden, my husband says the kids are throwing up. I go, oh my God. And all of a sudden, I feel like I gotta go throw up. I guess the thought of hearing that they threw up did bring it up for me. I started throwing up like it was a throw up fest. It was crazy. My poor husband, he would go from the kids, 2 of them throwing up, to me to see if I'm okay. I can't talk, so he's going to the other one because he's cleaning up their stuff because I'm throwing up in the toilet. So it was an extremely surreal moment that just is a blur. I wanted to faint because I felt like I needed to go pee or I needed to go poop, but I also had to go, I had to throw up. So I didn't know which end I needed to put into the toilet. So it was, I had never had this in my life. It happened within an hour after eating, and wow! So he's taking care of the kids. So I can really only tell you what's going on with me at this point. I have never in my life have I ever thrown up to the point where I'm peeing in the middle of throwing up. So in my mind, while I'm throwing up and it's getting to that point, I'm literally peeing on my legs. And I was like, is this really happening? I feel warmth going down my leg. And I'm like, I'm actually peeing while I'm throwing up. And I'm doing this in my head because, okay. So I kept thinking, what should I put in the toilet? So I'm thinking, I don't want to clean up vomit from the floor, so I'll just clean up my pee from the floor. Okay. Oh, wow. So exhausting. I get up. And when I get up from kneeling on the floor because I was in the toilet and peed myself up completely, and I stand up, my whole face just ices over, and my ears, it's like it muffled up and everything, and I could barely hear, and my whole skin felt like a reptile, so cold. I was freezing, and I was pretty much about to pass out several times that night. And I would tell my husband, you got to watch me because I may end up just tipping over, maybe my head into the toilet bowl or me trying to poop, falling into the floor. I don't know. Well, I had one moment, I have to say this because to me it's comical now, but it was really confusing then. I had to go poop. So I'm sitting down, and then I had a light bulb, and my little trash can that's in front of me was full of trash already. So I figured really quick I'd switch, I put a clean bag. Thank God, because at that very moment I did that. Okay. I barfed in the bag. I pooped a little ball, and I almost fainted at the same time. Because of the pressure of the pooping made me want to faint. But throwing up, pooping, and fainting was food poisoning worse than a stomach flu. Any stomach flu I've had, food poisoning wins. Okay, poor husband. He's cleaning up the kids' vomit. Every towel, every blanket, he's picking it all up, throwing it inside the laundry room, and total chaos that night. No one can sleep. My husband, if I heard the kids throwing up, I did not have the energy to get up because it was just any second I'd throw up. So I'm pushing him, telling him, you got to get up, you got to get up. And he gets up, he goes, and he had to go to work the next day. No one slept. He had to call in that he's taking care of the kids and me. Meanwhile, my husband didn't get anything, and he had chicken. My 8-year-old didn't get anything, and he had chicken too. So my husband's telling me, well, I'm feeling like crap, that it's probably genetic. That's good. Thank you for telling me. Fabulous. So, yesterday, he says, I'm going to go buy some food from the grocery store. I'll get some electrolytes. I'll get this. I'll get that. And then he looks at me and says, do you want me to get you some, I got a piece of hair. Do you want me to get you some chicken broth? Look at it. Are you serious? Really? You're going to get me chicken? You know, just the word chicken made me want to throw up. And I have not been eating meat for a while. So it's like my stomach just, you know, basically went totally against me and said, you know what? You're not getting the hint here. I'm not going to let you put meat inside here anymore. Okay, yes, I put on a little bit of makeup. I feel good enough to put makeup on. All right, so I talked about all the barfing. And, oh my gosh, here goes another one. Yesterday, in the morning, I woke up with a fever of 101. So I was really out of it. I couldn't sip. I had a hard time sipping liquids down, a real hard time. But at least I have this thing called stamina. Let me see if I can find it for you. I gotta tell you, this is insane. It's really, really good. And I just sipped 1 cup of it. Now, just sipping, like having it wet my mouth, and that's it. And then keep on doing it whenever I could. And it really did bring me back. But, you know, when you feel like, okay, I've regained a little bit of energy, you get up and start thinking that you can continue, but straight to the bed again. And drank as much as I could of tea, hot tea, chamomile. It relaxed me a lot. But during all this, and my stomach upset and feeling horrible, massive headaches, tons of headaches, all night long, all day long. I was having withdrawal caffeine withdrawal, and I didn't know that I was getting my period. So, after a whole night of throwing up, the next day, my back is hurting, my front is hurting, my legs are hurting. I'm feeling horrible. When I finally pee in the morning, I have blood. You know, this is obviously a woman's thing. I see blood, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I am dying. I mean, you don't think of that in a moment of what I was going through. And these things only happen to women, I think, or just me. So in the middle of that, I actually got my menses, or my menstrual cycle. Terrifying. Thank God I didn't have it when I was in the middle of throwing up and peeing myself at the same time. Thank you. Took turns. Yeah, so fever, menstruation, food poisoning, withdrawing from caffeine. Let's see. Finally, I slept a lot and rested a lot throughout the day, but when I did have a little bit of energy, I would get up because of sleeping and in bed the whole time. I was like, I don't want to do that. So, I went to the laundry room and it smelled like vomit. I had blankets and everything all thrown on the floor. And my husband just, everything that was barfed on, peed on, anything, he just threw it inside the laundry room. No, I'm not going to throw up right now, but started washing, and all I could do was just put it in the washer, turn it on, go back out. Lay down, sleep a little bit, get back up. Go, take out what's in the dryer, put in the one that's in the washer to the dryer, and just go back to bed. Just try and save my energy that way. And he was home, so he took care of the kids the whole time. Thank God that we kept the kids from school, because one of them did throw up 2 times. So, and he helped me out a great deal with them. I was able to really sleep. And you know, if you go through something like this, you gotta rest if you can. For me, going to the hospital, honestly, it's really not an option, because it's just so expensive to go to the hospital. I mean, it's sad, because I could buy I have my Tylenol and my aspirin and everything, but I can't take it to the hospital. I have all of my bipolar medication, but I can't take that to the hospital. They won't let me take it. So they would have to give that to me, and they will charge me like 300% higher than what I paid for. It hurts. So you don't want to go to the hospital. I was scared to go to the hospital. You know, you're in a state of mind where you're losing your mind and falling apart and stuff, and then you have 20 doctors that have seen you, basically walked in, okay, then walks back out. And I have to pay for that? No, man. I'm terrified. I'm sorry, but I am. I have insurance, but nah, it's not worth it. Finally got laundry done. And just last night, I slept good, but I have hormone problems because this menopausing thing, premenopausing. I sweat all over my bed, all over, in my clothes, my blankets, everything. And last time, if you saw maybe 5 videos back, I had, and I'm going to say it, what the hell, this is women's stuff, this is what we go through, a yeast infection. And the yeast infection was due to my hormones changing. And now, the fact that I'm sweating a lot in bed, okay, and I have my undies, I have my shorts, I have all these things, and I don't know how long I was sweating in it. So if I don't quickly take a shower, then I am susceptible very quickly to have a yeast infection again. And especially after my immune system has been knocked down so far from all of this throwing up and everything, not being able to eat properly and all that stuff, it's just going to happen. It happens. So, looking forward to the next step of what's happening, but I know it's going to happen, so I'm already set up for it. Got you, at least. That one. So I thought I'd let you know, all in all, throughout all that chaos, I was able to do at least some scrapbooking. And I made some little flowers. You see that little cutout right there? That's from, you know, the punch out that is for to make buttons. The Imaginiscent, but it's to make buttons. I figure I'd use it and make flowers, because I think I remember seeing that on YouTube. And I said, let me try it out. These buttons, brads, I have had them for so long, and they were just so beautiful, I didn't want to use them. So I used them, okay? I did. And what I used, let me show you this. And I started curling up some more to make some more. To color them, I watered down Viva Precious Metal Effects. I mean, like, I really watered it down. I mean, like, a lot, because this thing is really strong. Very potent in the blue one. They're quite expensive, but honestly, they last forever. I've had those for years. For a year. And I've had this for a long time, and I really like them. They're very shiny, ditto. So I use this as a watercolor also, and very, very glittery. And then I used gelatos. I love gelatos. They're fantastic. I love gelatos, the feel of it. All in all, that was that. I think I did good with the 20 minutes. I love you all very much, and I want to thank you very much for everyone that has told me get some rest, and we're sorry that you're going through this. It did make me happy to see that, and then I knocked out again. So love, love. Thank you very much, and you have a great day and a safe one. And make sure that if someone's making you food, that it's fully cooked. Bye-bye. Now how do we stop this?